Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard,
My name is Paul Rowe.
and we are late as fuck.
My fault. My fault.
But before we get started, let's give a couple shout outs to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains.com. Ooh. Look, see? Andrew put a picture of me on a shirt. Check them out. They are an apparel company that you can wear comfortably in and out of the gym. As well, they make great equipment to help keep you safe while you train. Use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 15% on your entire order. As we're rocking and rolling, we give a shout out to Royalty Nutrition. To help me out with that, Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Nutrition, royaltynutrition.com. They are a supplement company that is a no gimmick. Well, Royalty is a gimmick, but there's no fake promises attached to their supplements. They make products that are high quality that helps you along your path to your fitness goals. I actually just re-upped. I got a 5-pound tub of the Isolux, got some more Slay pre-workout, got some CLA, got the aminos. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm ready to go. We'll get more into how I hurt myself later in the show, Paul, but but Royalty Nutrition is actually the best supplement company I have ever worked for and taken at the same time. I am not a fan of shilling bullshit, never have been, and I am proud to still be attached to this company and helping them in any way, shape I can. Go and check them out. Use the discount code 37HAKE. That's 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. My last run for the evening will be for the FitOps Foundation. FitOps.org is a not-for-profit organization that helps veterans rediscover their purpose after their active duty or end of the reserve service. They are not just a veterans charity that turns you to a personal trainer. They are a great organization that helps you develop the coping skills you need to develop and prosper in the civilian world. Check them out. If you're looking for a great cause to donate to, that's fitops.org/donate. Paul, take it from me.
All right. Well, first shout out I'm going to give out to is Advanced Physical Therapy. They just hooked me up yesterday. Mandy, the physical therapist, along with her great staff, they know what they're doing. They help me stay away from the drugs, help me get out of pain. I've been doing a lot of digging lately for some sewers with my new job, and my back and my body's been feeling it, and they've been helping me out. So check them out. They're located out in Gilbert, Arizona, off of Pecos and Higley. Again, it's Advanced Physical Therapy. Next shout out I'm going to give out to is the Pigeon Coop. It's a, the meeting hall that I first got sober at. And last week I was having a brain fart, and I apologize about that. But the men's group that I was referring to that happens at 6 o'clock on Sunday evenings is the 4D, Fourth Dimension. It's a great meeting. Women, I apologize, but men, if you're looking for a men's only meeting, I highly recommend it. Check it out. If you are looking for any type of meeting, though, check out their website. It's pigeoncoop.org, and you can look up any type of meeting that they have there and their schedule. They're located over off of Rural in the 60. They're in the same parking lot as the Denny's and the AMF Bowling Alley. Definitely check it out. A lot of great people there. Last shout out I'm going to give out to is my boy Kyle Summers, who works as a therapist over at Purpose Healing Center. They are located out in Scottsdale, Arizona. They work with addicts and helping them work with their needs and get them out of their addictions. They're continuously growing with their business, which means that they're helping more people, which is an awesome thing that they're doing. If you're looking for any type of help and they do any type of oh, okay. Uh, I can't multitask. Shit, sorry. Uh,
Well, yeah. Well, here comes another distraction.
Check them out though. Purpose Healing. You can look them up online at purposehealingcenter.com. And if you're looking for any type of, that's what I was gonna say. Any type of addiction, ranging from eating to drugs, they handle it all. So definitely check them out. Also, I want to give one last shout out to our amazing, wonderful brother, Ryan Harvey, who is, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to have this show. He's the man behind the curtain. He's the engineer. He's the amazing man that makes this thing go on and on and on. Not only does he do this for us, he does it for other people. So if you're looking to get onto your own podcast or gaming or YouTube or anything, social media or live streaming, definitely check out By to Buy Studios. He also has his own moving company, and he and I were just discussing before the show how brutal's been working out in this heat, and that's what he does. He works hard, he gets the job done, and he always makes sure that he's on time and gets your excuse me, whatever product that you had ordered delivered and installed properly. Definitely check them out online, buytobuy.com. They can help you out with any type of moving needs. He's out there hustling. He's out there doing what he needs to be doing, especially out in this heat. And I can empathize with him because I'm a plumber and I'm out there doing it too. So definitely, I highly recommend hitting up Ryan with Buy to Buy Moving. And that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen.
Good job, Paul. Good job.
I
buddy.
appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
So I was telling Ryan a little bit before we got started. I was like, I'll get further into it at the show. But like I was saying, I re-upped on all my subs. I've been eating a lot better. I'm feeling better. I'm moving around more.
Did you get a haircut?
And yeah,
Looks good, dude.
2 weeks ago, last week. And you guys didn't notice. It hurt my heart.
I didn't know. Wow.
How rude.
I didn't wear a hat or anything. Anything.
Wow. Yeah.
Got my
how is
beard
it that I
trimmed.
noticed it 2 weeks later.
Got my beard trimmed and everything. Look way less homeless now. Way less.
Dude, speaking of homeless, I got a story to tell you guys later.
Excellent. No, so like I was saying, I re-upped on all my subs. I've got an athlete who's got a show coming up in just under 6 weeks now.
Okay.
Damn near 5. And,
What state?
I was like, Tejas. I'm going to Fort
Good.
Worth.
Okay. Good.
And I was saying, I'm not going to show up looking like a bag of goo and or bag of smashed assholes is what I said to Ryan earlier. But so I'm out, and when I'm lifting, I'm going like I used to. I'm slamming it into gear and rocking. So I have a T-bar row set up, and I warm up. I work my way up. I've got 5 45-pound plates in this fucker. And I'm not doing the close rip. 5 times
Wait,
45.
you're rowing 5 45 plates?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was more than I thought. Okay.
And then add the bar.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
still, okay. So I'm using the medium grip, not close, not wide, but just a good
Yep.
retractions. Okay. And then I'm putting it on the ground every rep. So I'm forcing my body to stop the momentum and focus on the contraction, right?
Yep.
On my way down with rep number 3, both of my arms, they don't hyperextend, but they come very, very close. And all of a sudden, my biceps are on fire. I'm thinking, fuck, I just tore both my biceps at the same time.
Fuck.
Okay. So I'm like, oh, good, good, good. But upon further review, it's looking more like just a minor strain, you know, just enough to hurt when I move.
Jesus Christ. So how much warm up did you do leading up to that weight?
Oh, I did. So I did no weight.
Okay.
I did a plate
All right.
and 2 plates, 3
All right.
plates.
So you worked your way up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I didn't treat those as like working sets really. You know what I mean? Like it was still like
No.
light enough where I could get. It was still light enough where I could get 12 pretty easy. Like 8 to 12 pretty easy.
Even
Right?
with 4 plates?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like dude. I'm telling you, I was in my fucking zone. I was feeling good. Nothing could stop me. Machine.
That's impressive, bro.
Yeah,
So that
and then,
trips me out then that you got injured. If you're able to rep out 12 with 4, you easily can do at least 6 to 7.
so what happened was my adrenaline was too high and I was too excited.
Okay.
And so instead of just being like, this is the weight I'm working with, I'm like, I can do more. You know all that shit I tell you, like, don't hot dog?
Yeah.
I decided to hot dog. I brought this
And
upon
look,
myself.
and look how it worked out for you.
You know, I'm still pretty, so.
Damn right you are.
But yeah, that's been fun. So yesterday was not fun. Today I'm able to move around more. Like my back's muscles themselves are finally relaxing and releasing. But like my arms, I really try not to move them, but I talk with my hands even though no one's here. So
Yep.
it's a very different type of concentration I have going on right now.
So, how's the computer?
I'm using it, so it's alive.
Wow.
Yeah. So my daughter, who I love more than anything, equal to my other children, poured a bunch of water on my Chromebook. So I took it, I unplugged it, and I just set it on the breakfast counter on the breakfast bar, and I left it there until the battery died and let it dry all the way out. Because you know I already have weird screen stuff that goes on with it. Because my daughter liked to use it as a trampoline. So I let it sit. I let it dry out and hope for the best. And thank goodness it's working. You know.
Am I the only one hearing that reverb?
Oh, that's me.
High
No.
five.
No, I put the Twitch on my phone just so maybe it'll bump the algorithm a little bit. Maybe. So
You have that power, sir?
yeah, because I'm here. And if I wanted to, I could probably start another account and use my home computer and stream it too.
Ooh. Big timing.
You know me,
Ooh.
it's out of control. Because now when I go over here to the Twitch tab on my browser, there are 2 viewers, and both of them are technically me.
That's awesome. Oh shit.
Take that.
Oh, man.
So Paul, so you have a homeless story?
Oh, dude.
Are you going to
So-
berate this poor individual, or did he fuck up?
No. So yesterday we had a job That fucking sucked. It was in Phoenix off of McDowell and 16th Street.
Okay.
And if anyone's familiar with that area, they know that it's not the nicest of places. And so when my partner picks me up in the morning, typically first thing I do is I'll lift up the center console to put my wallet in. And I did that yesterday morning, and I see a gun in a like just standing straight up, but in a like I'm blanking out on the word. What you'd rest your gun on? What is that? What's the
I'm
word I'm
sorry.
looking for? Anyways,
I,
the gun was
The
it
holster?
was thank you, holster. God damn. So it was holstered in the center console. It's like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's my pita. I was like, oh yeah, and so he pulls it out. It's a Glock 19. And what's cool about, I guess, with these vans is it's a holster for any type of handgun, and you can even rack the gun while it's in the holster.
mm-hmm.
And so he said the reason why he had brought it is because we were going to a really bad area. So we ended up going to this job, and it wasn't a bad area. Well, we had to go down the street to go to a supply house to go get some parts. And as we're pulling up, we're so it's a strip mall essentially. And let's say Van Mark's here. You got McDowell over here, and there's like this little section on the side of the store that five homeless people are sitting at, and it looks like one chick is fucking smoking meth. I'm like, damn, dude, I can't believe this chick is that brazen to be smoking meth like that. And so we walk inside, and I'd let the guy know behind the counter. I was like, hey, there's a chick outside smoking meth. And he's like, yeah, I know. We called the cops already. They're going to get here when they get here. We called them before. We tried chasing them off. And I was like, wow, damn, okay. And so I went walking around, and I saw that there was a window that I could see out to, but they could not see into. Well, they weren't doing meth; they were doing tracers or smoking rails. And essentially, what it means is you'll set a pill on a piece of tinfoil and put a lighter underneath it, and then drag the pill, and then you'll inhale the smoke or the fumes. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, they're probably smoking fentanyl. And they were just doing it right there out in the open. And one of them had a little kitten, another one had a puppy, and I was just like, damn, dude, that's where my life could have that's where my life could have been. It was just an eye opener. It was sad at the same time. It was like, God damn, man, it sucks. Fuck. Ow, 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 ow.
You all right?
Yeah, it's coming back up. You can I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a footer in the way in part of the trench we're digging today, and I wasn't paying attention and fucking scraped my hand on the fucking footer as I was digging into the dirt. Yeah, it was fun. Good times. But yeah, dude,
So
it was crazy. And the day before, my partner saw a naked guy running down McDowell. I
that
was
seems
like,
about normal.
I was driving.
Jesus.
I was driving back to my vendor in the middle of my stack today, and the 202 East all of a sudden just came to a complete stop, and there were no lights, like there were no sirens, there were no flashing lights, and so we just kind of creep along, and we all figure out There's a stalled truck in the middle lane, 5 lanes deep on the 202. No lights, no hazards, nothing, dude. I don't know how someone didn't run into it, and how long. There was no driver in sight. I don't know what happened. There was just a truck in the middle of the fucking 202 today. I drove by it and I was like, I didn't have time to get my phone out because there's a page on Instagram I follow. It's called It's All Phoenix, and so they show like all the like you guys are talking about. They show all the homeless people, all the people that are uh, on a bad note right now. But it also shows all the people that are terrible drivers, and there's a lot. They've always got a lot of content, and I was just like, if I don't post it, somebody else most definitely did, because it was there. Like it was just chilling, and there was no
Hey,
indication on Google or on the maps or nothing. So,
Brian, you're on the road a lot. Have you noticed there is a shit ton more traffic?
well, yeah, the overcompensation of not being able to go outside and entertain yourself in gluttonous fashion with consumerism. Yeah, everybody's trying to make up for all the time they didn't get to spend money on things.
I just feel like there's just more people like, because typically,
And
from
school's
my
in.
experience of living here, the summertime traffic's less because all the snowbirds take off.
Sure.
And then when the wintertime comes, traffic picks up, and that's pretty typical. We're like dealing with traffic like wintertime right now. Like yesterday, dude, the 60, we were coming back, we were up at the 17101, like Deer Valley area. And the second we got to the 10 to the 60, it was a fucking parking lot. It was ridiculous. I've
What
never, and it was like maybe what, 4 o'clock?
what were the license plates? What states did you see?
Yeah, fucking Texas,
There's
California.
a lot of
Uh,
there's a whole lot of migration into this area.
yep.
Even though it's the devil's armpit and it's humid as hell lately. Yeah, I would say I've been averaging 20 between 20 and 30 deliveries a week. I would say at least 30% of them are Washington, California,
Hmm.
Texas. They're all migrating to quote unquote cheaper pastures. So,
Yep.
and the growth that the valley is having it's so excessive. I don't know how else to put it. Like, yay, Phoenix is growing, but like you said, traffic. It's coming from somewhere, and you got all these homes that are going up, and people are buying them hand over fist. So, all those people have cars, all those people have jobs, presumably, all those people have things that they want to do, and the element again of with COVID not being able to do what you wanted to, people are going to get it in, and just like last time, COVID is making its presence known again, and so people are going to start hoarding. They're going to do exactly what we saw last time. Nobody learned from that shit because all we did was spend time bickering about what was going to work. So we know what works now and what doesn't, and they're calling it the pandemic of the unvaccinated now. So there's that whole argument, that whole discussion, and so the anti of that is I'm gonna go do me. So a lot of people are doing them right now,
Hmm.
and it's not fun. It sucks. It sucks balls, man. I drove out to Prescott 2 weeks ago, and we had a 90-minute delay, 2 lanes of traffic, bumper to bumper. Like there's no, and you're on those. There's no turnaround, so you're committed,
Mm-mm.
man. So yeah, it's anytime you guys got lucky just to come down to you made it all the way to the 10 and the 60 because
Yeah.
that I-17 101 exchange is no punk bitch either.
No, it's not.
So,
And that's what I'm concerned about, dude. I'm like, dude, if traffic's like this right now, what's it gonna be like come October,
dude, can
November?
you imagine Christmas this year? Fuck that noise.
Bro,
I gotta
dude,
be out in
it's
the
gonna
shit.
the malls, everything, it's gonna be a shit show out
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna be bad.
Hmm. Yep. Well, so I mean, I still know a lot of people that live in Austin, and like the people that
Isn't that
live
where
in the
isn't that where the bachelor party is? Bachelorette party is?
I believe so. It's on the list.
On the list. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd highly suggest scratching it. But it's like the people that are locals that live out in the burbs, that like rent, they're getting forced out because these people coming from the West Coast with big money that'll pay the rent are coming. And then we'll see. We got a letter in the mail. Oh, I'm not going to yell. We got a couple days ago, and it was someone offering to pay us what our house was worth cash.
That's what I say.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck that.
if you're gonna talk in terms of cryptocurrency or stock markets, the real estate market is in itself, it has a line that goes up and down, and that
Hmm.
line has been going up substantially for quite some time, and it's not a bubble based in fraudulence. All of these people that are coming out, you just said it, they all have money, and so they're all down. They're considered downgrading. Like I have multiple conversations with people, and they're like, "Oh, I was in a 4,000 square foot condo in L.A., and now I'm in a 2,600 square foot like fucking townhome that's gorgeous," and they're kind of they're complaining about it because it's a step down from where they were, but it's not what the bubble burst was last time. Last time it was a bunch of people who couldn't afford their houses, and they were just
Yep.
and they were fraudulent. It's the exact opposite of that. So why would it go down? What's going to
Oh,
happen
it's
is
not going
the
to.
labor
Like,
shortage, and the people aren't going to get paid enough because there's a study that just came out that said that you have to be making like 60, or I'm sorry, in Phoenix you have to be making like 80, 90,000 a year to live comfortably. For a median household is 80 or 90,000 in Phoenix, and so that means most people who work, even most couples who work 20 bucks and under jobs, they are considered in the poverty level right now. It's nuts. So you want to talk about $15 an hour and how are we going to pay people that much? Like, it doesn't matter how much you pay them right now because whatever it is, they can't afford it. So they're always, they're
no,
talking
that
about the younger generation not buying anything, not doing this, not doing that. They don't have the funds, man. And the prices are not going down; they're going up. So, so yeah, if people, so just like how you get tips and you see trends and you recognize patterns, if someone is offering you cash, ticket price for your house, is something worth holding on to.
Oh
I'm no
yeah.
Mhm.
real estate expert. That's not advice. Please don't put your
Oh
money where my mouth is. I'm just these are the things I see.
well. I'm not disagreeing with you either. But if Britt and I were to pack up and move, it's not just we can pack up and move. We have to play with we got kid drop off still with the big kids.
Oh sure.
We've got you know because I would love to live in the middle of nowhere
How much is that
and
worth to you, sir? How much is
and
that
ranch.
inconvenience worth to you? To where you would
Not a
make
lot
that
right now.
exception? Not a lot. Not a lot. Okay, good. No, that's
Uh-uh.
honest.
No, like I'll straight up tell you, like I would love to be as independently and off of my own land as much as possible, but I'm not going to put a
Yes.
strain on the relationship we've built with the kid's dad.
Sure.
Sure, there's flare ups between the people who we're married and divorced now, but in my opinion, it has been what I've observed. It's been so much better between them. It's been better for the kids.
There you go.
So why would I fuck that up for them? That's selfish. So
I think it looks like Paul is drinking a Capri Sun right now, very
he's picking
aggressively.
something out of it. He's picking something out of his teeth.
No, I'm trying. There's been this fucking splinter from a piece of solder from 2 days ago. It's been in my finger, and I finally just fucking got it.
Oh, congratulations, buddy.
Hold on,
Thanks, dude.
hold on, hold on for the applause break. Congratulations, sir.
Did you find
And yeah,
did you find the Captain Kirk sound cut,
I have
Ryan?
not, but I have a compilation. I have 8 uh, buttons here. 8 pads that I can fill, and I have like 4 banks of 8 that I can fill total. So I'm trying to get to at least a dozen, and I'm at 8 right now. So I'm getting really close. But yes, the Shatner. It's not on here. I haven't loaded it because I have all the default stuff on here now. And there's like an update to this that I need to do beforehand. But yeah, I am looking forward to getting that sample bay packed and trying my hand at my own show again. We'll see what happens.
So for everyone not involved in our earlier conversation, Ryan,
Sure.
I went and did a job with Ryan. What was that? Sunday?
Something like that. Yeah. Monday maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And and he was talking about building up his sound cut bank. You know, like these applause and cheers and
Yep.
horn, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, we were saying something, and we said, "Shields up." He's like, "Oh, that's perfect." And I was like, "Just look up William Shatner. You find it. You'll find all kinds of good shit on William Shatner, man."
Oh, yeah. Absolutely,
I have a
dude.
hard
He's
time.
got.
I have a hard time looking at Star Trek shit and not using Spock because there's so many drops that you can use from Spock. And now that he's gone, it feels like it's that much more valuable. But I'm definitely
yeah.
putting Shields up is gonna come up because there's too many like the latest Karen that I read about today.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is literally Karen, and she tried to gentrify an ancient Asian dish. Like they've been making the same dish the same way for thousands of years. And so this white lady in Portland, I think, she took it and gave it and she the quote I think said something to the effect of she gave it flavors that are more favorable to a Western palate. Which is basically like saying deep fry it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Asian community
Jesus.
has not been taking kindly to it, and so I guess she just recently apologized, but she's not changing it. She changed the name, and it's just the
Yeah.
marketing on it. But she's still for sure gonna try and sell this knockoff of this ancient. And they made sure to use the word ancient a few times in this article too. It was very funny. But
Well, isn't that all what P.F. Chang's is?
how is that?
Well, you know what the P.F. and P.F. Chang stands for?
I do not.
Paul Fleming.
Who is Paul Fleming?
He is a chef. He's a white chef who wanted to make an Asian restaurant.
Speak on it, sir. Educate me.
That's really all I know. But like P.F. Chang's is delicious.
No, that's
Um,
But what about the cuisine is inauthentic to you? Aside from that a white chef has. Okay, so I'll preface it like this: Bruno Mars is considered one of the biggest pop artists of this generation, right? And so he gets a lot of flack because people say that he appropriates the music that he does. Although Bruno Mars goes out of his way to not only thank and to show gratitude toward, but to highlight people that may have not heard of the people who influenced him, and so he does nothing but give them credit for what he does. Now,
Yeah.
does Paul Fleming do something similar in terms of Asian cuisine? Did he just put his stamp on it, but he still keeps it, with a twist? Because there's that, and then there's this, which is taking it
Well,
and
here-
calling it something completely different. Because I'm pretty sure that there's like General Tso's chicken and still like the classics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the Wikipedia. P.F. Chang's China Bistro is an American-based, Asian-themed casual dining restaurant founded in 1993 by Paul Fleming and Philip Chang.
Okay, so there was a collaborative effort.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think this. So I mean, it's a fusion restaurant.
Yeah.
So I mean, my point is, because it's a fusion restaurant, isn't that kind of what that lady was trying to do? But she just kind of worded it wrong.
No, she definitely
no?
said this is something that Asian people eat. I'm going to put my flip on it, but I'm going to do it under the premise that it's not going to be an Asian cuisine. It's going to be an American dish. You know how people you'll usually say inspired? She just tried to whitewash it completely, and
Okay. So
and did it from her perspective, which is West Coast U.S. Like, there's no collaborative effort with an Asian person or someone who can put their twist on it. Because like a lot of street vendors, right? In order for them to compete or stick out, they do little things to add flair to it, but they use the base of the actual dish. They don't change that, right? They do something creative to it. She just said, nope,
Okay.
let me it's margarine, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
So I was just trying. That helps me understand that a lot better.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but
Thank you,
yeah,
sir. Thank you.
no,
Yeah.
I just learned about this, and I don't feel any kind of way about it personally, but from the community that I see and I support, it's like I see that. It's just like if someone tries to take fried chicken and like what's her face? Damn, I can't think of her name right now. Southern chef. She got canceled. What's her name?
Uh, Paula Dean.
Dean, yes. So like Paula Dean, she's just gonna southern whatever the dish is, right? She's not gonna try and say that it's not this. She's just gonna say, oh, blah blah blah. But it's definitely whatever. It's not this. This is in the age of social media. How do you do this? Like, how do you have the gall to not think that this isn't gonna come back? But it's again, it's the Karen. It's a literal Karen, and that energy to where it's like, I don't care. Like inconvenience, be damned. Oh, sorry. It's like she might as well have called it Oriental,
Right.
and then talked back and said no. They used to call this the same thing back in the day. It's like it's got that same level of uh, what is that called when someone just doesn't get it? Anyway,
Ignorance, right?
not well, no. It's like I'll think of the word. It'll come to me. Anyway,
Uh-oh. Hi, baby. Are you not? Are you not tired? Pardon me, gentlemen.
go do the
She's
dad thing,
saying
sir.
puppy.
No, she's saying, "Help me, help me."
Oh my god, that's
Wow.
so adorable. Help me, help me. That's fucking adorable. I
Wow.
love that shit.
Daddy's
Oh,
a
hey,
good dad.
Brian, did you hear about Sam?
I I don't know what there is to hear about Sam.
Yeah.
Uh, they're moving to California, Carlsbad. They bought a house last weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So,
guess they're gonna sell her dad's house and then keep the other 10 houses out here.
they have 10 now. God damn.
Say hi.
Though they have 11 total right now, but they're gonna sell one and have 10. Yeah.
Right. What's in California? Carlsbad
That
specifically.
I don't know what's out there. Des just found out last night, and Sam wanted to go have dinner with her tonight, but Des got off of work too late. But I guess she was gonna talk to her more about it tonight.
You did it. Good
I was
job.
like, "Hey, dude, at least we know somebody in Carlsbad."
And is this like
You gonna say hi
happening
to Uncle Paul? You gonna
immediately
say hi to Uncle
or
Paul?
Yeah, like literally happened like just out of the blue.
oh no, I didn't know they were looking to move. I mean, I know
I
they're
didn't
talking
know
to them,
that
but
either.
yeah.
None of us knew that because we've been talking to Masood about doing a refinance because we're gonna lower our interest rate because our credit scores have increased and pull out some cash so we can remodel the house. And that's how, because I mean, we saw them what 2 weeks ago for the Demir's birthday, I think it was.
Yeah.
But other than that, like we don't see them all that often, and that's why I was like, all of a sudden, Des told me last night, she's like, "Hey, Sam just told me they bought a house in Carlsbad last weekend." I was like, "Oh shit,
Wow. Guess they don't have
what's up,
anything keeping
buddy?"
them here.
Oh, just ruthless being ruthless.
Yep.
What part of the valley compares to Carlsbad?
Nothing.
Come on, bro. There's some nice areas. in Arizona.
Yeah, there's nice areas, but none of those nice areas have a fucking ocean like Carlsbad.
God damn it, dog. I'm talking about like the area. What's that? What's that? Is it like Fountain Hills? Is it like
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I would probably say Fountain Hills or North Scottsdale.
okay?
Yeah, because I know a cat. Back when I was doing Spencer's, I know like when we do jobs in North Scottsdale over off of like what the fuck is it? What's north of Osborne?
Google Maps.
Yeah, right.
Hey Siri.
Anyways, it's like up by behind Camelback, like estates.
Yeah.
And dude, those houses were multi-million-dollar homes, and we were doing like that's where that I did the largest install ever for Spencer's. This dude spent I'll always remember this number. He spent $54,000 on kitchen appliances alone. His ice maker, I'm not joking. This thing only did it made ice and it made it in different shapes. It was $3,000.
Got a lot of judgment in your voice, sir.
Not judgment. It's just like, bro, I have ice. I still have those fucking ice trays in my fucking freezer, dude. That's what I use.
It ain't tricking if you got it, right?
Right? Exactly. I know. I'd rather spend $3,000 and go fucking travel Europe than fucking have something to make me ice.
You ain't got it like that.
So I mean, he's probably got he can make like the ball ice for his whiskey on ice and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep. And there's one of the options you can make it stars in the shape of a star.
Yeah.
I will say though, his fucking range, he had a dual range, so it was 8 burners with a center cast iron flat grill. Dude, it was a bitch to fucking install, but it was so beautiful after we did. I was so envious of that range and his hood. He had an industrial hood in his kitchen.
Capitalism, baby.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of find out recently that my owner Dan, he's done quite a few famous people. He's done Fitzgerald.
Hey, can you
He's
preface
done
that? Can you change that differently? He does he
He's
does
worked
work
for.
for them. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry. He's
He's literally laying pipe across
Yeah.
the state.
Here, let me out all these celebrities real quick. Hey man. Hey man.
Hmm?
Yeah, you're right.
We're already gonna get
But
flagged for the feds.
he's handled jobs plumbing wise for very famous people out in the
There we
States,
go.
and it's pretty cool.
So much better.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, you guys know me. It takes me a moment to pick shit up.
It's okay. It's all right.
No. It was coming out of your mouth, and I was just like, "Hey, man." That didn't sound great how I heard it, and I wasn't listening for it. So I was just trying to be a team player. That's all.
Paul's had this job for a month, and he's like, "Guys, my boss fucks."
Yeah, he does. He comes over here, and he's like, "Yeah, yes."
You wouldn't believe where he is, quote unquote, laid pipe, fellas. I'm telling you.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that did not sound good at all. No, my bad. It is what it is. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Speaking of work, I have my review next week. I'm going to ask for my raise.
Okay.
How long have you worked there?
It will be 30 days tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's your probation period's up or whatever.
Yep, exactly. And Ryan, that's what was discussed in our
Dude,
interview.
I know. I was here last week. I remember.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. No.
yes.
It sounds hilarious to be like, I've been at a job for 30 days and I'm gonna ask and like, hold on, see if I can get this and like ask for my raise. Like just that. It's awesome. I'm envious. Like I've had jobs lined up for me and I didn't care about them. I didn't want them. And you were very excited about the job that you landed and have an arrangement set up to where your pay is going to get increased very soon. So, no man, there's no shade. It's just hilarious to hear out loud. Cuz I mean working
That
at
is,
places where I literally got, working at a bank, they have like meets, exceeds or whatever they have for their reviews. And so I had one to where the final, like, because it'll average them out to where if you don't get enough excellence, it'll leave you at good, right? And so
hmm
I got enough to where it said exceeds production standard or whatever. And they were go, okay, so we're going to write this down as a meets. And I go, hold on a second. I was like, is it that easy when I don't meet for you to just say, oh, let's just make sure that it says meets? And they didn't say anything. And I go, so I know I'm going to get some kind of bump because you guys have it structured. So it's very small. It's like 3% maybe. I was like,
yep.
but why have a good, better, best if you're not going to give me best level pay? And so I just said it like that and they took offense to it. So, yes, it is very strange for me to hear you say 30 days in, bam, here comes my
Well,
increase.
shit, dude. I was at the bank for 3.5 years, and I only made $2 increase in that time. And I've been with this job for 30 days, and I'll be hitting the $5 increase.
So when I started at the bank, they brought me in as a part-time employee, which means that I was not given benefit options, so they paid me more,
Right,
right? So when they
right.
offered me full-time employment, they told me they couldn't give me a raise because I was making more than the other people. And I said, "What the fuck does that have to do with me?"
Has nothing
And
to do with
again,
fucking bullshit,
they
dude.
gave me a blank stare, and I'm like, so it doesn't really matter. It's just, yeah,
So
It's that corporate world, man.
and that comes with part of the culture that where people talk about their money
yeah.
and how much, like, how Paul, we were like, how much you making, and I tell you to fuck yourself.
Right.
Right. That's part of that culture where people are like, I'm making this much. That shouldn't be a conversation you have with anybody
Well,
ever.
no, it's.
Like,
I
that's
mean,
in my opinion.
but in terms of you being able to get paid fair market share, how do you know what fair market share is if you don't know what the market's getting paid?
Oh, I get where you're coming from. Like, you should know, like, the median or like the range of what your market is, but you shouldn't be sitting there with fucking Bill in the cubicle next to you, jacking off about what you're getting paid per hour or what your salary is.
Sports do. It is public information that people compare and they use to vilify people who underperform.
Yeah, but see, I when I was at the bank, I wasn't playing sports. I was telling people that I caught them stealing their own
You
money,
were
and they're
working your job.
morons.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then it was also performance based. You had to meet a certain quota and you had to be, accurate or whatever the thing is, accuracy and efficiency. And so you had something that you had to meet. It's the same thing. They're playing a kids game. So they're doing even less than you are and they're getting paid way more. So yeah, so it has zero to do with their scale is of their pay and what you do and whether that's comparable or not. It's about you understanding that you're not getting taken advantage of when you are doing what's expected of you. And they use that as like a carrot stick to like, oh, you don't know what each other makes, and let's keep it a secret so that way you guys don't know what you're getting paid if you're getting paid fair or not. Because you definitely know people who don't work as good as or as hard as you, and they get paid the same if not more. How does that
No, and
how
then
is that fair?
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that Okay, let me revise my statement because you made some good points. Right? Hey,
this is
hey,
not an
hey.
intervention. I'm just simply
No. Write it down. Here it is.
here it is.
Ryan made
Wait,
some
hold
good
on.
points. Let me
Where's the thing?
put your timestamp on it. No, you made some good you made some good points in the market that you work in. Having a general understanding of the pay scale makes sense, but Paul the plumber and Jake the trainer shouldn't be measuring dicks. How's that?
I don't think they do though. Do plumbers
I no
and
no no.
No.
I was
it's
just,
only within the same. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying let's just keep that narrative where it is. Let's not try and conflate other things that don't make sense because you wouldn't do that.
oh, I was just
It's only
I'm disagreeing
between.
with you though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying let's keep it
Okay.
within the same realm. Don't use apples and oranges. Keep it apples because that's what it is. It's me and
Yeah,
my
it's within
peers
the
and who we
same
work.
industry.
Yeah, the
I
same
can give
industry.
two shits if what a trainer's making. I want to know what another plumber's making.
Because at the end of the day, you can just go Google some 16-year-old video gamer and he's making more than all of them.
Everybody, yeah.
So yeah,
Dude, there's a
What a
fucking
time.
8-year-old
hey,
YouTuber
hey,
making more
hey,
money than all
take
three of us combined.
take that judgment out of your mouth, sir. Don't
I'm
shit on
sorry, dude. An
don't
8-year-old kid
don't
talking about toys.
don't
It's
shit
Hey,
not
on
judgment.
don't shit on the 8-year-old who's got his hustle down at 8 years old. What are you fucking talking about, man?
that young man should be venerated and praised. I mean, his parents, but
Okay, so who are you talking
but
about?
but well, so that's you're talking about the Ryan kid, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. So his parents were like, "Look, this is our cute kid. Let's have him go on wacky adventures with his toys and see what happens."
So another thing. Let's piggyback off of the let's not talk about how much we make conversation. The next page of that is why do we shit on people who make an enormous amount of money because they created something very small that can be easily spread at scale. They're making YouTube videos of what they do with their family in their living room, and Nickelodeon signed them, and now they're making a quarter. They're making $250 million a year, dog. That has nothing to do with what they're doing, and that has everything to do with the network who said that thing is something that people love, and so they make it
Yep.
into the monster that it becomes. That is no slight on a fucking 8-year-old, dude. Come on, because if you see an 8-year-old outside with a lemonade stand, you're like, good for you, right? But he goes home broke as hell. He goes home making fucking
Yep.
550, dog. Like, you don't talk about that shit. You don't talk about the kid who can't buy a candy bar from from his lemonade stand, but you're gonna shit on Ryan, the 8-year-old who makes $250 million. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. We do that though.
Like
That's it's conditioning. It's conditioning.
it's conditioning.
We have a rank and file that we want to make it good, better, best of everything. So you're
I
you're in
I will I
the
will
same boat with everybody.
I will say that I find their content incredibly obnoxious
It is.
because Wyatt had a YouTube thing about it for a while, and Ryan was banned in our house. Okay, okay, but my sincerest hope is I hope this kid grows up as well adjusted as possible and
Fingers
doesn't turn
crossed.
into like I hope that
Absolutely.
as these lessons go on, his parents are teaching him this was something that shouldn't have happened and happened, and we are beyond blessed.
I
And
mean,
you can't be a cock about
and where
it.
where is the blueprint for that though?
There's not. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
it's
whatever it is
it's
whatever it is.
this is a whole different version of child stardom.
Yep.
And if you look at
But even those child stars weren't making this money, dude. They were
yeah,
not. Nothing close to it.
Oh, hell
so
no, they weren't.
I can't remember the comedian that was saying something about Justin Bieber and how he made like $1 billion before he was 21.
Yeah. Why are you shitting on Justin
Like
Bieber?
you think he's going to turn out sane?
And you think that all of the fuckery that you did when you were a teenager, you don't think that if that was on full display with paparazzi following you everywhere, with everybody on social media wanting your attention and your all of that engagement all of the fucking time, you don't think that that would make you into a certain kind of person? Like,
Dude,
it's so wild.
they busted that kid's balls for smoking weed at a party, like in a place where he was supposed to be safe, where he could like kick back and relax. And then
He's like legit sick now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he has like a
and
chronic disease or some shit, right?
yeah, and he's done
Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Yeah, that's why he doesn't
Sick.
tour. He's got some sort of
He has something
something.
that doesn't allow him to have the energy to even perform his own shit anymore.
No way.
You don't hear him talk about that though. They only talk about his money. They only talk about his girlfriend or his wife
His
now.
wife.
They only talk about all of the excess, all of the shit that he earned.
So from February 5th, 2020, the singer revealed in January that he was recently diagnosed with Lyme disease and had a serious case of chronic mono. There you go.
But that's not TMZ material.
Yeah,
And
so he's constant.
I'm sure
he-
they jacked him off when that happened too.
He's,
but
he's constantly fighting his life being sucked out of him.
yeah. So as
Jeez.
much as he made before he turned 21, after he turned 20, what is he now? 27?
Something like that.
Is he even that old?
No.
His life, like the sand expiring out of the dial. His dial just got a lot smaller.
Yep. See, he's 27, March 1st, 1994.
I don't know how I knew that. That was a shot in the dark, but
You don't gotta lie, Ryan. You have your own little
You've
Justin
been a
Bieber
Ryan,
portfolio.
I am not a believer.
Ryan's.
But he is a
I was gonna say.
he is a talented motherfucker, man. There's no doubt.
Well, do you remember how he got discovered? Wasn't it?
It's
He was just singing songs on. Yeah, he was singing songs on YouTube,
Yeah.
and Usher
Yeah.
was like, "Come make an album."
Yeah. Yeah. And now he is
Anywho.
now he's the new template. Yeah, we're talking about Justin Bieber on the Silver Swole podcast. Where's the
Yes, we are.
This-
We did it. We did it.
bam? we are increasing the demographic.
You know, and I think a lot of it too is since we all have daughters,
Yep. There it is.
we now have a different. We have to stop and slow down and think of things in a different way than just testosterones and dicks going in. We have to be like, okay,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
I posted, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, it was a picture of Maury, and it was a girl who was terrified of olives. And so, like, the caption on the bottom of the picture, like on the bottom of the screen, says, like, ghosts, spiders, and olives. Like, people are terrified of this shit.
Question
right?
mark?
Yeah, question
Yeah.
mark. And so then, you know how Maury works. He brings them on stage and then brings out a big ass jar of fucking olives, and they take off running. And so I just like I captured it. And I was like, good old '90s, back when mental health wasn't a thing, and we used to laugh at everybody's problems. Like, the idea that we are now creeping up on 40, and we're not only having to have these conversations, but we're choosing to in this kind of forum, just as like a pressure release valve, just to get over how many times we hear Baby Shark a day or whatever gets banned in our household. But I think Colleen does not allow the girls to sing Christmas songs until it's December. And so tonight they had a Christmas in
Night,
July
night, baby.
episode of Wheel of
Have a
Fortune
good
on.
night.
And so they immediately saw the Christmas trees, and Anna was like, "Merry Christmas!" And she just, I could feel Colleen's face. Like, it was so funny, so funny. I like
Well,
it.
don't
man.
they
I
do
like
the
talking about that
whole
shit.
mid Christmas or
Christmas
some
in
shit
July.
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, Christmas in July. Yeah.
another reason. It's just like Tokyo, the Olympics. We're in 2021, but for the next 6 weeks or however long the Olympics are, everything is still going to say 2020 Olympics. It's like the arrogance that we have to not even be accurate with our date because they made a lot of media material and they don't want to reprint it all. Like, it's hilarious, dude. It's so
That's
funny.
how it was with the Euro Cup too.
So funny.
And all right, so speaking on the Olympics, I do not
Terrible.
want to be one of these people that praises the loss of the American women's soccer team. I find that terrible.
That makes you more of a patriot, though, right?
Dude, like, but like the raw American in me is like, so you don't like some of the players, and you don't like how some of the players live their life and what they say, but you're openly cheering for America to lose
To
in the
lose. Yeah.
Olympics.
So that means that
You're
it's not actually about the thing that they care about or that they're upset about. It's the state of being upset, period.
Yep.
That's it.
What's been going on?
The U.S. women's soccer team is not performing like they have been, but they're still being publicly uh, active in terms of one, seeking equal pay in terms with the men's soccer team, and two, they're making public demonstrations. Like they knelt. I think the entire field did, both teams, but specifically the Americans did during the national anthem and as well at some point during the game, or I think at the very beginning of the game. Something just so it was done and out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so since they did that, they lost that same match, and then a lot of right-wing media went on the offense, and people in comment sections went on and began to shit on the team, the United States team, because they lost, like cheering the loss, like as a that's what you get.
So like
Fall in line.
the
Fall in
main
line. That's what when I see that it means fall in line.
see the main lady, the short haired woman. I'm sorry, I don't know her name.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, but whenever I see her, I cringe.
Why?
It's not it's just something off
You
putting
have
about
no.
her.
You have to be specific, bro. You have
No,
to.
it's just it's seriously straight up a visual thing.
Right. So
It's
what about it? What about her irritates you?
it's just I don't think that her and I would be able to have a conversation
Okay.
just because I'm assuming that she would assume that I'm automatically a piece of shit just because
So
I'm a white dude with a beard.
so you're
So it's me
prejudiced.
assuming
It's
I'm projecting
prejudice
something.
squared.
Yeah, sure, sure. But but I don't wish any ill upon her or the team. It's that's nonsense. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
Like it's just I just don't think we'd be able to have a good conversation.
So
I naturally recoil from the conversation. That's not ever going to happen, probably.
no, okay, that's fair. I think I don't know if it's a series or if it's just a documentary. It's called LFG. It's about the U.S. women's soccer team and their court battle trying to get equal pay, even though if you compare side by side the women's statistics to the men's statistics, the women sweep them
Mm-hmm.
under the table when it comes to victories, when it comes to accomplishments, when it comes to blah blah blah. Even though they've been that much more dominant, they're only barely making more money than them.
Yep.
So again, it's like the workplace conversation that we had earlier. It's like, how do you know without they know everything has been put on Front Street as far as the earnings, as far as the payments go, and it's still lopsided. It's lopsided in terms of the men getting paid more and lopsided in terms of the women outperforming the men still. So even with that basic structure, they're better and they're still so per match they're getting paid way less, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they just win more matches and they play more, so naturally they make more. And so their case keeps getting thrown out. I don't know if it's at the Supreme Court yet or whatever, but LFG stands for Let's Fucking Go. That was their war cry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you watch it and the energy, bro. Like, I watched it and I was already impressed with her in general, just off of how she carries herself. Just because the fucking president of the United States was giving her shit during the World Cup, and then she went out and was a beast. And like, it's not even like she was talking shit just to talk shit. Like she was like, okay, and then went and did that thing because all he did was actually talk shit, right? So like,
Mm-hmm.
she was winning battles without even trying to fight, and she was just doing her. And so that is a reflection of who she is as a person. And then her wife is Sue Bird, who's like one of the greatest WNBA players of all time. So even as good as and accomplished as she is in soccer, her wife is even better in terms of basketball. So like, they come from just their household is people of a certain stature that carry themselves and just excel in life. Period. So like the fact that you have that reaction just by looking at her without actually having the opportunity to see, to literally see the evidence to support why she's someone who you might want to have a different opinion on. I just wanted you to be able to articulate that because it's important. It's important for you to be annoyed by something and then say why. That's all.
I get you. No, I can sit down and I can talk to somebody who is completely far left as humanly possible,
Sure.
and I can at least sit and listen and try and understand their perspective better.
So everything I
It's
just
just
told you,
mhm.
would you be able to agree with her on that? Would you be able to say, well, you've won
This-
more, you should probably get paid more? Is that like something you could agree with her on?
on an individual level, for sure.
No, but team to team, straight up.
Team to team, straight up.
Be right back.
Have a good pee, Paul.
So if the men are, and because not only that, because the men were underperforming, like it was a worldwide thing to watch the U.S. women's soccer team play, right?
Mhm.
And like it was a giant movement, and so
Paul,
They're-
take your fucking earbuds out.
their marketability, and so their advertising value was way higher than the men's were. So like
Then
so
they-
again, like in terms of
Then,
pay,
then they should have taken the profits from that. If they are grossing more income coming in, then their check should definitely reflect that.
in terms of performance as well, or just
Yeah.
because of the attention.
No, well, so
Okay.
the attention's there, the performance is there, and
Why?
God damn you, Paul. The attention's there, the performance is there, and if I remember right, they weren't in attendance at the games better too,
Stupid.
right? So
Yeah.
tickets, so they should have got a cut of the ticket sales at least too in their checks as well. If that was what is if those metrics are like, I haven't seen them, but if their metrics are way better, then their check should have definitely reflected that.
So that's something that you could agree with her on. That
Mm-hmm.
stance that the women's soccer team should, like, if you took a picture of her with her and you were just like holding a sign that said we should get paid the same, you would be cool with that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't think her and I should get played the same because she probably fucked me up in soccer. I'm fat and slow, man.
No. You went straight to emasculation for no reason. I said a picture, bro. I didn't say you were gonna have to fucking play her, dog.
No, but the sign. I was playing on your words. The sign that says we should be paid the same.
Yeah.
No. She'd fuck me up. That's it. There's nothing emasculating about that.
No. But again, it's the obviousness of that statement that makes the conversation just hilarious. That you even have to have the conversation that we had to take that time for me to break it down for you. Which all of those things are true because they are in court documents. They are.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is on record, and they had to, the Olympic Committee had to come up with the documents and the receipts. So it's all there, man. It's all very, it's absurd, but
Well, you obviously know more on it than I do, and because I haven't.
I'm just saying
For my own,
if you ran
my own
across
aid,
it, you would not be disappointed. That's what I would say.
right? Yeah, no. So and I agree with you. If the money is there and someone's just pocketing it instead of rewarding the people that earned the money, they're trash, for
And
sure.
Then the
so-
guy who was the president, he left during all of this.
Mhm.
So he was like, yeah. So either he was not on board or he got tired of being on board, and they let him, and they said, step off. And they brought in a woman
Well-
to just keep carrying the same conversation, which is like,
Well, do you know how old professional wrestling used to work? Even though it was a worked sporting event,
sure.
so you got paid based on your position on the card, right? Your opening match definitely didn't get paid as much as the main event, or even the middle of the card matches, right? But so you come in and this is the pay scale of how we're going to do things. Like no matter what, you're leaving with $20, right? Let's just throw it out there. Let's just say they filled the small stadium they were in, or the Armory Auditorium. Based on the ticket sales, they would either get a bonus of their travel or a bonus of their travel plus some based on the ticket sales. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes
So,
perfect
so,
sense.
so that's why a lot of guys back in the real big boom of wrestling in the territory days, that's why a lot of those guys ended up balling out of dumb control for no reason. But so when you say something along the lines of the metrics were there and the fans were there, that's why I asked how full the stadiums were, because I think that every athlete should take home part of the gate.
Well,
It
not
should
just
be
that, but they have like a scale set up. They have a scale set up based off of performance, right? The committee will get a certain amount of money that'll be the prize pool, and the teams play for it. It's pretty straightforward, but the prize pool
Mhm.
is always unbalanced. So, and the attention and the performance was on the opposite side of that balance. So, um, I don't know, man. You could have put someone that I didn't agree with, and I would watch this thing, and I would say, you know what, that sucks. Like, I understand that. Um, and again, the reasoning when it comes to meeting somebody in the middle, right? You're talking about balance. If someone does a
Mhm.
wrong, they have to overcompensate to make it balanced, right? So they either need to give up some power, or they need to use their power to provide for the person that caused the balance to be out of whack, right? So, simply put, in terms of this, with the balance being off, it's a very easy fix, right? It's tip the scales, give them interest or whatever, give them fucking crypto. However, you got to make it work. Do it to where they are compensated on an even. It just needs to be the same. Again, it's about balance. They're not trying to. They're not. There's no effort being made to make an example of these people or to uh, shun them. It's simply even the playing field. Why is that such a hard sell to people who literally are not making the same strides, but yet earning or getting receiving the benefits, more benefits? And so it seems very, and I'm not even like talking about being logic over emotional and blah blah blah. It's pretty straightforward. Like it's like math problem. If
Mhm.
everything lines up, the solution kind of plays itself out. But
Right. So somebody made a shit ton of money and then kept it. It's basically what it boils down
oh,
to.
I mean, again, it was about people and opportunities that did not align with the performance. So, so in
Oh,
terms of business, it's not they're not playing the thing that is the draw.
speaking of equality of treating people born female, let's just assign female at birth. Let's call it that here. The Senate said today that um, women, once they turn 18, will now have to register for the draft. And I don't agree with that for one reason.
What draft?
So you remember when you're 18, like you're supposed to register for the draft in case it goes down, in
Nope.
case in case America needs you.
Nope.
I never registered for a draft.
0 for 2, sir. Continue.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to.
Sure.
I didn't have to because I was already enlisted. So they're like, but so I am against people having to sign up for a draft. Period. Period. Forced conscription is such a medieval die for your king outdated piece of shit. And So now in your quest for equality, you're maybe possibly sending not just young men but young women to die if shit hits the fan. People that didn't want to be warriors in the first place. And I think that is goddamn ridiculous.
What would cause it to come to that?
So it would have to be, we would have to be in a long sustained conflict and the casualties of war were mounting up. It was so there was draft that was going on in both world wars. There was a draft that happened in the Korean conflict. The last time the United States actually utilized the draft lottery system was Vietnam, and that was just because too many fighting.
People were lining up to go to that one.
Well, see, at first, because everyone fell for the big lie that the Gulf of Tonkin incident happened.
They were lying. Okay, yeah. Continue.
Do you remember? Do you remember any of that? So
I was not alive for any of that, sir. No.
Well, I was just talking like if you read about it. So what had happened was, the French were pulling out of Vietnam because they weren't doing well, and the country itself had split itself into North and South. North wanted to be communist. The South didn't want communism. So JFK sent advisors to kind of help them prop themselves up and train their military to fight off the communist invasion from the North. And of course, there was some secret squirrel operations going on. I mean, by that I mean special forces and things going in and hitting specialized targets. And they were skirting around declaring war, because that's a whole thing. We haven't declared war since World War II. Think of all the conflicts we've been in. We haven't actually declared a war since World War II. Anyway, so what happened when LBJ took over after Kennedy's assassination was the Gulf of Tonkin incident, where they said that the Vietnamese blew up one of our ships in the harbor. And it just straight up didn't happen. But that was enough to.
Were the feds involved with that?
Oh, for sure. They granted because it granted the president his emergency powers to go and just use the full might of the American military to bring this to justice.
It's almost like it's systemic.
It's almost like it happens all the time.
Almost like it's a pattern or something. Anyway.
Weird. Kind of like how Osama bin Laden was chilling in Pakistan the whole time while we were invading Afghanistan,
and mission accomplished in Iraq. So much.
Weird.
So is a draft as bad as unnecessary war? Because we've been real good at that lately, and for quite some time, as you said.
I am quite opposed to unnecessary war. I'm actually, I'm proud of my service, but I disagree what my service was for. So I would say forcing an American citizen to go do what I voluntarily did is just as bad.
Hypothetical situation that shit hit the fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we as American citizens shouldn't be forced to do anything.
Nope.
And you didn't want to be in this war, but go die anyway. I mean, that's why like the population of Canada boomed for a little bit there in the 60s, because a lot of Americans renounced their American citizenship and said, I'm out. And that's why they stripped Muhammad Ali of his titles, man. Like
they pulled the Ted Cruz.
Oh my god, dude! Well, so yeah, but that was something. Like, I have nothing but respect for people who went and did their time and served honorably in any foreign conflict the United States has been in.
Even because at the end of not worth going.
Even Yeah, because at the end of the day, they strapped up their boots and they picked up their rifle and they said, "It is what it is." Because when you don't join the military thinking that I'm going to go and serve rainbow sherbet to everybody. You you join the military,
I've never seen a rainbow sherbet pamphlet.
right? Like you join the American military, understanding that there is a possibility that there is an armed conflict that you are going to have to be in, and you're going to risk life and limb. That's part of the deal. That's part of the contract. You have to understand that. So I have no beef for someone who went and served and did their time honorably and got out.
There's no beef. We're talking about
There's
unnecessary war.
no. I'm talking about unnecessary war.
And the
There's
difference between forcing people to sign up for a draft and then just having an institutionalized system to where you recruit poor or troubled youth to serve in a military for purposes that are nefarious. That's what I'm talking
and that's
about.
what
I'm
and,
not
that, and
talking
that's what
about
ends.
honorable. There's no honor being in this conversation, bro. There is a
No,
there's a giant difference between people who use the military for the righteousness of its purpose and then use it to funnel whatever that means. So, like the U.S. selling guns to both sides and then putting their own troops in harm's way. Like,
yep.
what are we really talking about when it comes to a draft when shit has hit the fan? It's the purge, basically. Like,
The CIA caused it. Like, look at
wait,
look.
see, I thought we were talking about the feds. Where are we at?
Yeah. That's the
Don't,
feds.
no, man. Don't have them both coming at us. Just pick one.
Well, look at the end of Rambo 3.
What?
No, look at the end of Rambo 3 when
Oh, that is a
he's
grab.
playing. No, when he's playing
Paul,
games with.
Paul. Do you know what he's talking about right now?
No,
Thank
I
you.
don't.
Okay.
Well, because you talk about arming both sides, right? If you look at the end of Rambo, if you look at the end of Rambo 3, and Rambo's out there hanging out with all the guys that he just went and fought the Russians off with, and it says this is dedicated to the brave men of the Mujahideen. And then the Mujahideen, aka the Taliban, is who we've been fighting this whole time in Afghanistan.
You said it like it's a reference that just rolls off the tongue, my guy. That's all.
Well, it's one of my favorite pieces of Americana that's caught on film that's there forever now, because it's like, that's right, go Mujahideen, you beat those USSR bastards, you get them, rah. We're gonna shoot you. We're gonna shoot you 25 years later, you fucks. I mean, no, the United States is so great at destabilizing governments and propping up people that we're just going to try and shoot and fight later. And they just keep throwing them. They just keep throwing. They keep throwing young Americans at it with the belief that they're doing something for their country.
I think we found a theme tonight. Playing both sides.
Playing both sides.
What time is it?
It is 9:15, Paul.
Oh fuck! It's past my bedtime.
Hey, Paul.
What
Paul,
time?
how was the game, sir?
Oh yeah.
How the game? Oh, the Suns game.
Yeah, the game that you missed the podcast for. How was that?
This fuck.
Was it everything and
No.
more?
It was fucking bullshit, dude. Is what it was.
Dez kind of has that way.
Dude,
I was.
just.
Did you read?
just
Did you read?
got it.
I don't know.
Did you
I
read
don't-
in our group chat?
I was legit not trying to shit on Dez for the sake of shitting on Dez. And so I thought for a moment and I was like, what team has she rooted for that was successful? And I can't think of one, man. I cannot. And it's nothing personal. Like it's so yeah. There's a pattern.
It's the curse of the Dez, man.
Man.
Yeah, it just. You know what, man? The
she gets very-
Suns
she
were
gets very
just
worked up
not
for these
playing their
games,
best, dude.
She gets very worked up for these games, correct?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You know how she gets down.
Yeah. You guys do
Yeah.
that in public?
Oh, dude. It's she doesn't give a fuck.
Oh.
Yelling, cursing, all kinds of shit.
So you missed out on this cathartic space for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
hoping to
And you'll get that
be
simple high
witnessing
five.
was hoping to witness a fucking win, man. But it is what it is. I'm just stoked that
Go
football starts in
Dodgers.
2 weeks. Yeah. Oh fuck, not don't get me started. We fucking lost against the Giants last night.
I
Ugh.
saw that.
Yeah.
Royals won though.
Mm-mm. Yeah. The Royals did win.
They're so mediocre at baseball. It's awesome.
So what? I've watched zero baseball. I was into the playoffs for basketball. I bought the package to watch those games and watch the finals all the way through for the first time in a long time. Did it get set off of its normal October run for the playoffs?
No, we're on track.
On track this year, okay.
Yep.
So I'll start paying
Yeah,
attention
we're
in about a month and a half.
yep. Yeah,
That's when I'll shut it.
home,
That's when I'll shut it down.
yeah, because home run derby went off without a hitch last week, halfway in the season. So I totally thought Osani was going to win that, but he ended up getting second place.
So just like the Rambo 3 reference, I've got no idea who that person is, but I think that
O-
I believe what you say.
Osani is the third baseman for the Angels. He's got the most home runs in the league right now.
Is Trout still hurt?
I don't know.
I want to stop
That's a
talking
good
about
question.
baseball. I've seen random things pop up on my phone, and I thought I saw something about Trout being injured. I will stop talking about it because I am not up to speed.
Isn't Mike Trout like 96? He's been playing baseball for
I don't know
20
if
years.
is that guy 30?
Mike Trout?
Is he even 30
No,
yet?
he's a fucking kid, dude.
He's Bieber, bro. He's like 27.
Who am I
Yeah.
thinking of?
He just came
Mike
into the league as a fucking.
He just signed 2 years ago the largest contract to ever be signed in MLB history.
Okay, he's 29.
29.
29.
What is his? Look at his contract.
It's like
Okay.
250 mil or something like that for 7 years or 10 years.
Holy fucking shit. It's a 12-year deal worth $426,500,000,
There it
including
is.
a $20 million signing bonus. His base salary is $36 million in 2020, and then $34.45 million in 2021 through 2030. Jesus, titty fucking Christ, right there.
And they only have to pay
And
half
if
the
he
time.
gets injured, he gets to collect that money regardless.
It's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, largest
Well,
contract in MLB history.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, and then what's his name? He's still getting paid for a while too. The Mets guy.
Beltran?
Mm-mm.
That's an
No,
old
I know
reference,
who
I'm
you're
sorry.
talking about.
Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah.
Bonilla, pardon me. There's double L there. Yeah, he retired from Major League Baseball in 2001. And 20 years later, the 58-year-old is still banking $1.19 million every July 1st, referred to by some fans as Bobby Bonilla Day. His contract with the New York Mets calls for him to receive that each year until 2035, when he'll be 72.
I want his agent. That's a
No,
fucking
that's-
deal right there, dog.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
That's
Shit,
the lottery. That's the lottery if you don't take the lump
Yep.
sum. Except for it like increases by 60% every year. And so by like year one, so when it gets up to like I did this research. When it gets to like 300 mil and higher, and again it's got up to like $1 billion. It's gotten some stupid recently,
Mhm.
but I think when I looked at it when it was like 300 million. If you take the 30-year payout, by year like 7 or 8 you're making like $9 million a year. Like again, 300 million. So it goes from like 9 to like 13 to like 19. Like it gets stupid by year 20. Like by 20 whatever, like you might laugh and you save almost half as much money, right? Because when you take the payout, you got to pay taxes and fees up front. And
Mm-hmm.
so that winds up being like 55% or something like that. So you get the whole thing and then you pay taxes on it, but then you use that money, you put it onto an account or you do crypto and that money pays for itself. So it's like, please let me win the lottery, dog. I've got it planned out. And
If
you got and by the way, you guys are good. Just know that. Just know that.
oh, thanks, bro.
You guys are in the plan.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll put that on record right now. You guys are good.
Appreciate you, bro.
No,
Tell Des to keep her act straight. She's got a contingency built in.
I've always said if I ever won the lottery, I would take care of the people that have always been good to me. And I mean that shit. And then you would never know I had money. I believe that too.
I'd be
You would
rocking those
never,
New Balances, bro.
dude. I'd still be buying Gorilla Gains t-shirts
Yeah.
and not wearing pants. Nothing would change.
Hell yeah.
Like I'd buy. If anything, I'd buy at my own gym.
But again, like, just understand when I say good, like, understand that's like 80 grand a year, right? I'm trying to take care of the people by like giving them an employment worth of money every year, and then you just ride that out and you do what the fuck you want to do with your time. And so we take trips together and our families are able to enjoy each other's space and time and company, but we live like fucking kings because we don't have to spend 40, 60, 80 hours clocking in, clocking out, answering to anybody. And all that money, it's good, it's tax paid. So you're getting whatever that need is in order to keep it. Just all you have to do is just fucking just live. You ain't gotta worry about shit. Like, you can do a lot with 100 grand, bro.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, it's kind of like what Clooney did with like he had like a few close friends
Yep.
that he straight up he paid the taxes and then gave his friends $1 million.
And so that's about what 100 grand a month is 1.2, right? Or
Mhm.
100 grand
yeah.
100 grand a year, not a month. Settle down.
Mhm.
100 grand a year, so which is like $8,400 a month. That's your house payment. That's your car payments. That's cable. That's internet. That's you living, and then having extra just because. And then if you want to work, you can, and then you just fucking bankroll that. Put that into something else. Put that in your kid's college fund. Like, I don't think that what my idea is original, but I've never said it out loud, especially not on record or put it on the fucking internet. But maybe that's what I need to do to manifest that. But just know if it happens, that's what's coming. Because, like, just think that, like, when you see videos of people who like buy their house for their mom, or they say you never have to work again. That's what that means.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But people don't
Yep.
like break that down. Like, just think, like, man, if I had the time to do what I really want, then I might become hard to reach. But it's still all love.
That's how I am, dude. My dream is I'm with you with Ryan. Like, I would definitely take care of everybody who is within my family and my close circle of friends. Everyone would be taken care of. But my thing is, what I would do with my money is I would get so involved with the Special Olympics and get involved with like the owner who runs it, donate my money, and then just donate my time to fucking the Special Olympics. It's still on my bucket list to work an event.
I think the
You know, that
Special
was
Olympics should be on TV. Like, I feel like
I agree.
It's something that, like, you want to talk about representation. Like, I think there is a, like, you like the what adjective did you use to describe when you see Megan Rapinoe?
I don't remember.
You get annoyed, or you just, it's an uneasiness, right?
Yeah, something like, yeah.
Like, the uneasiness I think that people when they see people who have challenges that I think there's an uneasiness when they watch it, right? Because it's unnatural. Just being blunt about it. Um,
Hmm.
but they are fucking athletes, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
even some fucking normies. Like I don't think I can't do some of the shit that the elite Special Olympics cats do. So I think that that's something that's important. Like fucking Ninja Warrior. Like, do you guys watch that show?
I do
Fuck
not.
yeah.
Jake. They opened up the competition because they have had two separate leagues. They've had an adult league and they've had a kid league, but the kids are beasting it out. That by the time they now hit 15, they're able to compete with the adults, and the field is basically even between grown ass fucking men and women and these 15, 17, 18-year-old kids that have just watched this show for 10 years and are now little badasses on the course. So this season is going to be really interesting. But yeah, like just I think that you could do that with the Special Olympics, and I think that with my background and your desire to do that, if that ever popped off, I would want to put my hand in like what I'm doing for you guys. I want to do that with the Special Olympics, like be able to give that point of view that takes out that uneasiness that people, that normies, whatever, let's label it, let's make it simple, that people who otherwise don't see that every day or all the time or have to see that. Let's say that because that's important, because it's not even just the athletes, it's their families, because
Yep.
there's definitely a team that puts all that together. And so I think that that's important. There's a humanity in exposing all that and being able to find the, because you don't get to see that. I don't see that. I don't have cable. I'm sure that's out there somewhere, but I would like to be a vessel for that if that ever happened.
On ESPN8, The Ocho.
I got that reference. See, there we
Mhm.
are. You've won me back, sir.
Well, I'll tie this into another wrestling fun fact.
Yes.
So, Randy Savage, the Macho Man, one of my in ring heroes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. He never had kids. He never had kids of his own, but he spent every chance he could donating and helping with the Special Olympics.
Hope. Hold on, where we go? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? From Macho Man. R.I.P.
That's dope.
R.I.P. I
I
still,
you know how you watch like movies to where people like get in an accident or something, they lose their memory and everything, and then something strikes their memory. Like I was super into wrestling when I was younger. You know, back before you knew it was what it is. And
mhm.
I'm not gonna use the F word. I watched the Rock show and I learned my lesson. But if I lost all of my bearings and then someone randomly got an old tape of Macho Man saying, "Elizabeth, will you marry me?" I would snap back. Like that is embedded so deep in my brain. Every time I see it online, I watch it. Every time.
And that's what modern day wrestling's missing: the ability to pull people into that fantasy that what they're doing to each other is real and it's worth something.
Sure.
And that's why a lot of people got out of it because
I have
the late '90s.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, late '90s or early 2000s when they quit doing the ridiculous cartoon characters and started doing the more attitude era stuff, and
Right.
it was all boobs
Became a
everywhere.
hero.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
like it started to kill the. It went the exact opposite way of the cartoon characters,
right.
and then they started like revealing, well, this is what's happening behind the scenes and stuff, and it kind of just took the magic away.
Because I don't watch wrestling, but like if you took the drive to bring mental health into the conversation, like
Hmm.
they definitely deal with CTE.
Hmm.
They
Oh
definitely
yeah.
deal with mental challenges, recovering from injury, dealing with the politics of supposed to be able to win, and the theatrics. It doesn't seem like it would be hard for them to get that back. I'm curious what is the correlation between the quote unquote reality TV generation, because my my estimation of why wrestling fell off, apart from your experience, me seeing it from afar and just becoming disinterested in it, was the fact that everything that was real, there was a big push for this is real, reality TV, blah 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 blah, right? So it was all real, real,
Hmm.
real, 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 and wrestling is not. So it was the opposite of where the trend was going, and I think that hurt it more than the actual sport.
Hmm. Yeah, it became more really badly written soap operas.
Yeah, yeah, it became
Hmm.
it became a cliche of itself.
Hmm.
And when you reach that territory, it's really hard to come back from that. But they've
Yep. Well,
in the era of Trump, they definitely made their way back.
see, I that's why I really I follow a lot of independent wrestlers
Right.
because they can't afford to not live their gimmick, like their character.
Yeah.
So even if it's something ridiculous, like everything they do is in this ridiculous character. Like one of my favorite guys, like Warhorse,
Yep.
um,
So when he's at
Dan.
Taco Bell, if you run into Warhorse at Taco Bell, he's yelling at you.
Yeah,
Yes.
like if you recognize him and he's not in his face paint, I'm sure he'll put on, because his thing is when he's not wearing his face paint, he wears big aviators,
Nah. He's
and then
Clark
he's
Kent.
yeah,
Very
but you
good.
know that but that's it. That's his Warhorse, not in paint Warhorse. You know,
Gotcha.
it's the only time I've heard Danhausen out of character twice. I'll have to send you some of this guy's shit, Ryan, because you'll laugh because he's goofy. But one was he was on a podcast with his wife, and they were talking about what it's like because she's a like top of the world, top burlesque dancer in the world, and he's a pro wrestler, and they were talking about the just how they're regular people outside of their jobs
Sure.
kind of thing. And then the other time was he was on Conan O'Brien's podcast not too long ago, just as Donovan Danhausen, not Danhausen the wrestler. It was awesome.
Nice.
But
Link
he's
me.
like okay,
I'll check it out.
but yeah, but like a lot of these really independent wrestlers, their meal is based on selling that persona like it was in the old days.
Right.
So they only like the only time it breaks is when they absolutely have to. That's what
Paul, are
I
you
think.
good?
That's a lot of. No, Paul's tired.
Oh, I'm tired. I was just tripping out. The rain hitting the window. I was like, what the fuck is what
Is
am I
rain where you're
hearing
at?
right now? Yeah.
Oh, I hear it now at Jake's.
No,
No, or is it
No,
the
that's
AC?
my house.
Damn.
You hear it hitting the window?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hitting the window right behind me.
Hope you rolled your windows up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, which means tomorrow's gonna be fucking fun as shit working.
I have a gig in the morning as well, so but I won't be outside. Mine will be yes. So yes, you win the rank, the ranking Olympics, the trauma Olympics tonight. Heading into tomorrow, you have something not to look for. So is your work site near you?
I don't know. As soon as I get off this, I gotta call my boss and find out what's going on,
Wait.
and then
You're waiting until you get off of the podcast to contact your boss?
well, I haven't gotten a text yet from my partner, so typically I'll get a text by about 8, but I haven't gotten a text from him, so I'm gonna call my boss when we get off the phone.
Thank you.
word,
Of
word,
course,
word, word,
dude.
word.
Thank you for giving us your undivided attention.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Aside from the rain, but that's not your fault. That's God crashing the party.
And
But
and
guys, I do need to get off. I apologize.
yeah,
No,
I'm like literally falling asleep right now. I'm dog ass tired, and I gotta
no,
be
you're
up
fine.
at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
thank you for
Me
braving it
too.
out, sir. Yeah,
Well,
Ruth
All
is
right,
going to
guys.
do her thing. I'm sure the kids are gonna. I'll be up before 6, whether I want to or not. So yes, Fun
Oh,
time.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another wonderful episode of the Sober Swole podcast. Once again, my name is Jake Howard.
And my name is Paul Rowe.
And for our wonderful producer, DJ Swirl.
All right.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.